Hey, what's up, guys? This is ProWolfTrader. Let's make money together. I hope everybody is fine and doing great. Let's begin the stream. What we saw earlier on yesterday, I wasn't streaming yesterday because I was not feeling good. It's still not good, but I had to come today because today is big day. Today is FOMC meeting minutes. We are not getting any data this week too because of government shutdown, and Fed has to decide with whatever they have the data, previous data, because they really are blind. They're like in a dark blind room and walking blindly. So it's pretty much hard for the Feds to decide what to do right now. But as you can clearly see, this was the trade that we took on Tuesday. It was shared on premium signal, and I'm still holding on to this trade. And all take profit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were hit, and we were trying to focus on in executing trades which could be carried. As I said earlier on, that we are all scalping, but we are swing trading, and there's so much things to talk about that I cannot. So here's this thing. Majority of the people, they were thinking, okay, we might just hold on to the gold long position, but the main question over here is that should you or should you not? So the biggest concern right now in the Wall Street is that it feels like it's 1999, because in 1999 .com bubble crash, gold was above $4,000, and when it came down crashing, it just came down really hard and it stayed down for a really long time. And it was government shutdown too at the same time. So we have similarities, a lot of similarities, which we have to overcome initially in order to further guide ourselves into the future. Of course, future looks like pretty much large retracements are imminent. We are gonna be okay. Just let me open the live chat because I cannot see the live chat. Always a YouTube damn problem. Okay. So that's the problem we had earlier on this sideways trend. It was supposed to make a retracement, but it did not make a retracement. And I was talking about the 1999 retracement. It feels like that it's just doing everything like it was doing back in the days. So let me just show you guys what I'm really talking about. So this is, as you can clearly see on the screen, this is 1999. In 1999 October, it was the same time, gold hit 4,800, and then when it finally started retracing, it finally started dropping down. It went way down to $1,200. So this was really large retracement. Now we are somewhere in between 4,800 to 4,000. So we have to be really careful right now, because even the people on the Wall Street, the market makers, they are expecting a correction, and when the correction will start, we have to join the correction, because as you can see in 1999 when correction happened, there was no buy momentum, and right now RSI, CCI, everything is an overbought zone, and even the Wall Street is getting exhausted, because of rallies exhaust. When S&P 500 is making all-time high and 8 day have passed by and there's a continuation of upward trend, then fears is starting to develop in people's heart that okay, what if it suddenly drops, like yesterday S&P 500 dropped down 0.4%, US 30 also dropped down 0.2%, and when correction will start, it will happen in a large quantity. It will happen all of a sudden. Now, why I'm talking about the stock market, because S&P 500 and Bitcoin are positively correlated. There is 90-95% correlation. That means that S&P Bitcoin is following S&P 500, and as you can see, yesterday we saw a really large drop gradually from 125,000 way down to 120,000, almost hitting 120,000, and this happened during New York session on news of Oracle losing $100 billion from Nvidia Backwell rentals, and a further nod to the bearish momentum mindset that we have to be really careful around this zone. And of course, putting a Fibonacci will provide us with a guideline that correction has started, and yes, correction has started. On our intraday day one candle, we can go and visit what's really happening, so we can be in a better position. For those people who are ICT traders, SMC traders, or price action traders, this is really important for you. If you are a price action trader, if you are not, you have to consider price action with ICT or SMC smart money concept. And if you don't follow ICT or smart money concept, then you have to put into consideration divergence and along with other indicators. But anyways, price action is always there. Price action on intraday day one candle, as you can clearly see, previous day candle closed in bearish after a really long time, and the last time we saw this was way back. And how to determine that it's the continuation of a correction? You will confirm it by comparing the previous day candle with the candle the day before it. That means that, for example, over here, this bearish candle, it went below 118,000, closed below it, previous day candle. So it showed us that the correction has started and it moved on, dropped down way down 107,000, and this time when it touched new all-time high 126, it is expected to at least hit 100k. So, and the previous day candle, and that candle closed way below the previous day candle, not just previous day but 3 days before. So we have a clear indication that we are in a bearish momentum followed, and just like this candle over here, as you saw that the next candle which it was formed, it went up during the Asian and London session, and then it started dropping off. So now if you guys are trading Bitcoin, I will talk about Bitcoin, then I will move on to gold. So the thing with Bitcoin right now is that I'm noticing, I don't know about you guys, but whenever New York session starts, Bitcoin just keeps on going up, and it keeps on moving upward, and that's how things are. And as soon as it stops, the New York bell closes, it just either goes up or goes in a sideways range. But yesterday we saw that a decline happened, a downward correction is started, and now is going to be the continuation of the downward trend, and we will further carry this downward trend into the New York session today from London to New York, and we have to be really careful and precise with each and everything. So stay with me. Okay, so this is exactly what's happening. So one more thing over here that I need to talk about is that since price action is kicking in, if you see a little bit fallback, don't worry about it, because at the end of the day price action is there, and price action will determine that and make sure that correction keeps on happening. So let me mark this zone so you guys have an idea of it. Looks like okay, is the continuation of the upward trend. No, correction have started, and it's all about trying to grab early trades. If you are late, then it's gone, and you don't need to open a lot of trades. You need to open few trades that will carry you into the New York session, and then from there you can take control of it, of those trades. Because as I mentioned earlier on, you don't need to open lots of trades. You need to open few trades that are profitable, and then you let them run. So here we have it. So we are within the previous day closing candle. So this entire zone is a retracement zone. And let me update the Fibonacci, because I didn't update the Fibonacci. It was expected to drop down, but it didn't. So let me update the Fibonacci over here. And now when it dropped down, when it broke past this zone, it's just kept on going down. So here we have it now. This is the Fibonacci zone. So we are within this Fibonacci area, the 50 golden zone. So expect the price to hold. These are by the way, these are strong support zones. Don't think that these are weak support zones. This is price action all kicking in on day one. Is just making opening candle. It's just touching daily high, and then when it will drop really fast, because today we have high impact news. Today we have FOMC meeting, which is tonight 11, and I'm gonna be streaming during that time too. So pretty much everything will be covered. Price is still going up. Anyways, coming back to gold. Gold is let's turn on again. Tokyo session just took gold off, and just like every New York session, gold makes a retracement. Whenever New York opens, gold make a retracement and correction happens, and I expect correction, major correction, at least a $200 drop, maybe 3600 range or something, because a correction is due. That correction will happen. Either it happens today, tomorrow, or the day afterwards. So let's cross our fingers and wait for the correction. Let's go inside this gold zone. Gold will drop, but I'm not gonna sell now. I'm gonna wait for a confirmation, because there are lots of things that I need to take care of before I open a sell. So I'm gonna avoid opening a sell, since I know how the market is like. Today is the 8th day of government shutdown, so not expecting any good news coming out from US. And furthermore, if Fed does decide to do a rate cut and current government shutdown without any NFP data or any other data, then it might be a wrong monetary policy decision, because blindly cutting interest rate in a highly inflationary economy is just gonna drag the economy into stagflation. And if you're not familiar with all these terminologies, please Google them. We are just here to make profit. That's the only thing that matters. So try to do as much as little as possible. Don't drag yourself into understanding each and everything. Otherwise, it will just make things more complicated for you. As I'm speaking right now, Bitcoin is dropping. As I mentioned earlier on, this correction is starting to. This is just daily high. If you wanna understand, you have to go on a daily or day one time frame. This is just making daily high. Then it's gonna start. When the New York Open is gonna start dropping off, and you might see 115,000 today. So don't be surprised. Don't be say, okay, it happened all of a sudden. No, it didn't happen all of a sudden. It happened for a reason, and the reason was already mentioned on the stream, live stream. So gold, yes, gold trades are running quite profitably, but even now I'm getting exhausted too. The 4-hourly trend line is pretty much bullish, and gold is up by 53% this year. And it's being traded right now above $4,000 an ounce, which is insane, which is crazy. And nobody is buying gold, physical gold. The demand in China and demand in India has reduced a lot, and it's wedding season, so it's reduced a lot. And because of exhaustion of this rally, when things are overpriced, of course, it's being traded on paper by the central banks, but besides that, it looks pretty much the rally is done. And when the correction will start, it will drag the price way down. And as I said earlier on again, that in 1999.com bubble crash, it was same situation. Government shutdown, gold almost hitting 4,800. And then all of a sudden the correction happened, and it threw the price way down to as low as $1,100,000. And we will see that happening again. But it didn't happen all of a sudden. It happened within a year. So let's just say that we are in the same scenario. We are in October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So till July, we have this entire window of shorting gold, of using gold as a profit making machine, positioning our trades whenever higher are formed, and waiting for a confirmation and entering a short and holding on to that short for more than a month will put you in a position that trade, if it's open, it will carry you throughout the first quarter. If you just somehow manage to open a gold short trade throughout the first quarter, then you will be in a valuable market price. Besides that, when we will open short positions, we will try to open larger lot size on the somewhere around this above 4,000, 4,800, and as the price is gradually dropping down, we will lower the lot size, managing risk and reward. That's how we will approach. This is the trade plan, but initially we will first wait for the correction phase to start. As you can see on a 5-minute time frame, gold is starting to show correction, but for confirmation, first we will wait for the price to drop below 130,000, then we will enter a short. Before that, entering a short is risky, so we will move it slowly, steadily. That's the way. That's the only way. There is no shortcuts. You have to open trade, you have to wait for the trade to initially work out the way you expect it to, and plus the market will guide you. The people in the market will guide you. By the way, guys, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Liking the channel helps the stream reach out to a lot of people. And I'm not even streaming to get a lot of views or something. I'm just streaming to keep myself busy. So that's how things are. By the way, Bitcoin price is dropping. What do you guys want, gold or Bitcoin? I think gold should do it. We should stay on gold. Yeah, gold should do it. We should, because gold is not doing any major corrections right now. It just exhausted. Look, there is no volume. If I put the volume indicator, it will show me that okay, whenever the volume indicator is showing this red line on the top of the volume indicator profile, it implies that a correction is imminent, a drop is imminent. Of course, till where I don't know, but yes, it will happen. And if I take into consideration the Tokyo low is somewhere around 39.84, then I will definitely say call it a nice scalp trade. But as I mentioned earlier on, we need a large candle like this to open a short. Opening a short right now is just too risky, so we have to wait for confirmation. Because of today FOMC meeting minute and Powell's speech, things can turn quite bad for gold. If Powell doesn't mention anything about rate cut, which he will not, it will likely throw the gold price down, and that's a good sign for us, because as I mentioned earlier, that we are waiting for a correction, and as soon as the correction starts, it's better. And not just correction, as soon as we place ourselves into a nice short position somewhere around near all-time high, that will be really good for us, because then we will not be worried about okay, we have to open trade every day. Those trades will be running, plus we can scalp on lower low, lower high. And the duration of bull market is 4 to 5 years, but the duration of bear market is always 1 to 2 years, because in bear market it drops significantly higher, faster. The amount of upward momentum that it shows and it develops within 4 to 5 years of lifespan, it will drop more than that in less than 2 years. And in this case, if a correction starts happening, I just showed you off over here that back in 1999, when the dot-com bubble started happening, the price from 1999 October 18 till 2021 July, this significant 2-year bearish market threw the price way down. So keep in your mind that when you're opening the short, that you might not visit near all-time high in next 2 years. So try to open that short as long as possible, and if you are able to do that, then it will be good for your equity. And I always wait for market to give you opportunity. You should not rush and forcefully open trades. It will always end up bad. Always try to be patient, because if you will not be patient, market will teach you a lesson, and then you will become patient after that. Not the hospital patient, but patience and patient. I expect the price to drop below. Okay, let's open a short. Okay, let's see how far this takes us. But being careful is our number one priority and objective over here. I have good hopes for this trade, but let's see how far you can take this. By the way, guys, hit the like button and subscribe the channel. If you have any question, you can ask me up. I don't think there's any question, and not a lot of people are watching, so most likely I'm gonna end the stream after an hour or so, but because of less viewers, but it's okay. It's been 31 minutes I'm streaming. I might close the stream within an hour, so I don't know, it will depend on my mood. I'm trying to carry this trade till Tokyo low, so let's see what the market has to give us today. If you are from Europe, if you are from America, if you are from Australia, if you're from UK, the best thing you can do right now is that majority of the people right now who are trading are from European session and UK. So it's better that you open a short trade, and as soon as the New York session starts, you guys will like, it's gonna be late over there, so if it's possible for you, then just keep an eye on your trades. If a correction starts happening, if you see a $200, if you see the gold price drop below 39,000, then don't close your, by the way, Tokyo session just ended, so profit taking has taken place. That means a lot of traders in Tokyo session closed their gold positions and went off to their home, so price is gonna decline now. It's dropping, price will drop way down, maybe till Tokyo low, but it is dropping. So this is why opening a trade just after Tokyo session puts you in a better position. So understand this, Fibonacci is for positioning your stop loss and take profits, and then opening the trade at the right time. When to open the trade, what's the condition that I need to open the trade. If you follow these rules, is gonna put you in a really nice, your profit, your win rate will increase. You are becoming profitable. It's gonna be more, there's gonna be more probability that you're gonna turn out to be a profitable trader, because it's at the end of the day it's just probability and statistics and maths and numbers. You're just playing with decimal numbers. In this market, holding on to a trade will be quite rewarding. Scalping will not be that much rewarding, but scalpers can get away with nice profits too if they follow a strict scalp procedure. But I don't recommend scalping in a market like this, where market is in a correction phase right now. As I mentioned earlier on, we are in this correction phase. As soon as the correction will start, drop will happen, and it can take us to the bottom of this trend. For example, over here on 4 hourly, Bitcoin is just making intraday high and it's showing sign of exhaustion, and as soon as New York session will start, the price will start declining. Given that what's happening in America, government shutdown continuation, plus the financial data which is being holded off due to the government shutdown, is putting a lot of toll pressure on the Fed. Fed has to decide further interest rate cut monetary policy. Without economic data, which is really disturbing for Fed members. Lately, the Fed members are been speaking a lot, and the one thing which is common amongst all of them is that further doing interest rate cut in an economy like this will further damage the economy rather than doing any good. It will do bad. But we saw earlier on that if I open the dollar index, you can see that after the first rate cut, dollar index has been recovering. It went down. It went from 96 to 98, which is a good sign. So if you are trading forex, if you are trading Euro USD, then holding on to Euro USD sell will be quite profitable, because you need to find trade setups, right? It's not about being profitable all the time. It's about finding trade setups. This is what happened during Trump 1.0. This is what happened during Trump 2.0. Now, because of the government shutdown and all the scenarios, we can see that the monthly candle is declining now, and it can why dollar is becoming strong. The biggest question should be, why is dollar moving up after rate cut? Let me tell you. The reason is going up because the Democrats haven't passed the budget. Budget is not passed. That means government spending has stopped. When the government spending has stopped, it's a good sign, because if government passes the bill, they have to print the money. That means they have to increase their debt in order to pay off the government employees and all the staff members who are initially waiting for their payments. Because if you are watching the news right now, there's a huge line outside every possible food relief center in America, where families are gathered outside trying to grab as much as food as possible. But in short, the reason the dollar index is going up is because government has stopped spending money because of government shutdown, and the yield market is also rising. The 10-year yield is also rising, but now it's in a correction phase. It's dropping. Sorry, Dollar index is rising and 10-year yield is dropping, and which is putting a pressure on the stock market. Stock market was yesterday seen making a correction, and this correction has started. And as I mentioned earlier on, that in 1999 and to 2025, that similarities, there's a lot of similarities. So in 1999, when the correction phase started, the gold market was in bearish condition for 2 years, and those who shorted from the top, they kept their positions open. And even the Goldman Sachs, Citadel, JP Morgan, they have increased their gold forecast for 2026 from 4,000 to 6,000. But we have to keep that into consideration, that if you are doing what everybody else is doing, then you are not making any profit. If you follow the herd, because JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, these fuckers, they will rob you off from your money, and they will, because they're hedging against the market. Okay, so we gonna keep on buying as long as the music is playing. As soon as the music stops, we will start shorting. And how to determine that, just keep watching the stream. And I'm join the Telegram group, is free, and I will be posting, as soon as the correction phase starts, I will post the details over there regarding the retracements. I have already talked about Bitcoin. Let's take a look back at Bitcoin. Bitcoin on intraday chart, over here price action has kicked in. Previous day candle closed in bearish. We have similarities of August 14. In August 14, when it showed a rejection from near all-time high, previous all-time high, which was 124,000. It was a 8-day correction phase, which caused the price to decline at 108,000. And it happened due to a lot of other factors. But right now, yesterday, it dropped massively. The reason for that was the Oracle just lost $100 million from Nvidia, Blackwell rentals, and further because of the government shutdowns, as you are familiar with. OpenAI is also in highlights. But right now the Wall Street is being just pushed up by AI, artificial intelligence, all these new companies boosting up. But in short, there are fears because of the rally. The rally has exhausted the investors. Investors are now fearing that all of a sudden the correction phase will drag the price way down. So pretty much we are in a danger zone. But anyways, we will be careful on that. Gold, coming back to gold, just waiting for the price to fall below 4036, and then we will see that the price will, if it drops below 4038, then price will do a massive correction till 3979. It's all about price action now. It's all about holding trades now. It's the end game. Silver is declining now, gold also. Okay, here we have the correction now. I think it will start in New York session. If it happens before that, it's okay. Price action is kicking in on gold. Sorry, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to. This is always the case. This. Now this. So we are just waiting for the drop now. And since previous day candle closed bearish, price action is showing reversal. So we entered a short. The signal was already shared in the premium subscription group, and we are in this cell, and we will be in this cell till a certain level. Afterwards we will see that price will continue to drop or it will make a bounce back up near all-time high. But coming back to gold, we might see a drop on gold during New York session, but I am expecting it to start dropping within an hour, because price is due for a correction now. It's been 45 minutes since I'm live streaming. If I end the stream, then I will be back in New York session, and this will be a long New York session stream because today is FOMC. It's gonna be a special stream. Because government shutdown is also in progress. And market has exhausted. Okay, silver is dropping now. It will take some time. Anyways, I let the stream run. I need to do something. So I'm working, but mic is open. If you have any question, ask me, and I will carry on with my work then. Okay, so I've been streaming and working. It's been more than 2 hours. Gonna take it lightly now. Gold will not show any downward momentum until New York opens, so probably gonna wait till New York open, and that's how we gonna roll in. Bitcoin on the other hand is just waiting for the New York session too. Then most likely price action will kick in, and we might see correction started happening, and we might not see correction happening. In both cases, take care of yourself. I see you guys in a few hours in New York session, if possible. Otherwise, I will be streaming in late night. I don't know. I will try to, because as I mentioned earlier on, that I am managing my work too, and I will try to stream, because today is an important day. Most likely we will see a lot of action happening in New York session rather than in London session. So don't miss the New York session. I see you guys in about 2 hours. Till then, take care of yourself. This is ProWolfTrader signing off. And just before I leave, I just advise, sometimes it's better not to open a trade than going into a wrong trade. So don't drag yourself into a foolish decision and then regret later, because this week is really hard to trade. Why? Because we are not getting any economic data. FOMC, Fed is gonna make a decision without the economic data, plus government shutdown, 8th day. Things gonna get complicated. So be careful. And just before I leave, once more, for the last time, Bitcoin will drop down. Yesterday candle closed in bearish. Price action will kick in as soon as it goes below this. It will be straight drop to 115, most likely happening today. And we might visit this areas in about 4 or 5 days. So it's gonna be huge. So stay tuned. I see you guys in a few hours.